In the heart of the Middle East lies a country whose history stretches back more than 2,500 years. Iran, once known as Persia, is one of the oldest continuous civilizations in the world. Its story is not just about kings and revolutions. It is about identity, faith, power, and the constant struggle between tradition and change. To understand modern Iran, we must begin in ancient times. In 550 BCE, Cyrus the Great founded the Persian Empire. It quickly became one of the largest empires the world had ever seen, stretching from India to the Mediterranean Sea. But Persia was not remembered only for its size. It was remembered for its tolerance. Unlike many conquerors, Cyrus allowed different cultures and religions to continue practicing their beliefs. This approach made Persia stable, wealthy, and respected. The dominant religion of ancient Persia was Zoroastrianism. It introduced ideas that later influenced Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, concepts like heaven and hell, free will, and a final judgment. For centuries, Persian civilization flourished in art, poetry, science, and philosophy. But everything changed in the 7th century. Arab Muslim armies conquered Persia, bringing Islam to the region. Over time, Islam became the dominant religion. Unlike Christianity in Europe, Islam developed as both a religion and a legal system. The Quran and Islamic law govern not only spiritual life but also politics and society. Centuries later, in 1501, the Safavid dynasty made a decision that would permanently shape Iran's identity. They declared Sharia Islam the official state religion. Before this, most of the Muslim world was Sunni. By enforcing Shi'ism, the Safavids created a unique religious identity that separated Iran from its neighbors. This decision also strengthened the power of religious scholars, known as clerics. Over time, these clerics gained influence not only in spiritual matters but also in politics. Religion and government became deeply connected. Fast forward to the 19th and early 20th centuries. As European powers grew stronger, Iran grew weaker. Britain and Russia interfered heavily in Iranian politics and controlled much of its economy, especially its oil. Many Iranians felt humiliated and exploited. In 1906, a constitutional revolution attempted to limit the power of the monarchy and establish democracy. For a moment, it seemed Iran might modernize peacefully. But foreign interference and internal instability prevented lasting reform. In 1925, Reza Shah came to power. He wanted to modernize Iran rapidly. He built railways, schools, and a strong central government. He reduced the influence of religious leaders and pushed for secular nationalism. His son, Mohammad Reza Shah, continued these reforms. Women gained the right to vote. Western education expanded. Cities became modern and cosmopolitan. On the surface, Iran looked progressive. But beneath that progress was repression. The Shah ruled as an autocrat. Political opponents were jailed or silenced. Wealth from oil was not shared equally. Many religious leaders and traditional communities felt alienated. To them, modernization looked like forced westernization. Then came a turning point in 1953. Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh nationalized Iran's oil industry, challenging British control. In response, the United States and Britain supported a coup that removed him from power and strengthened the Shah's rule. For many Iranians, this confirmed that foreign powers were manipulating their country. Anti-Western anger grew stronger. By the 1970s, opposition to the Shah exploded. Different groups, students, religious leaders, leftists, and merchants, united against him. At the center of this movement was Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, a Shi'i cleric exiled for criticizing the Shah. From exile, he developed a revolutionary idea, that Islamic scholars should rule the state until the return of the hidden Imam, a messianic figure in Shi'i belief. In 1979, massive protests forced the Shah to flee. Khomeini returned to Iran as a hero. Soon after, a national referendum established the Islamic Republic of Iran. The new constitution created an unusual system. Citizens could vote for a president and parliament. But ultimate authority belonged to the supreme leader, a religious figure with control over the military, judiciary, and major state institutions. Islamic law became central to governance. Women were required to wear the hijab. Media was restricted. Political opposition was suppressed. A morality police force was established to enforce Islamic dress and behavior codes. Supporters believed they were building a just Islamic society free from Western domination. Critics argued that one form of authoritarian rule had simply been replaced by another. Shortly after the revolution, Iraq invaded Iran in 1980. The brutal 8-year Iran-Iraq war strengthened national unity but also allowed the new regime to consolidate power. Over the decades, reform movements have emerged within Iran. Some leaders have tried to loosen social restrictions and improve relations with the West. But conservative institutions, loyal to the supreme leader, have often blocked major change. In 2022, protests erupted after the death of Mahsa Amini while in custody of the morality police. Her death became a symbol of frustration, especially among young Iranians who have grown up under strict religious laws. Today, Iran stands at a crossroads. It is a nation with a proud ancient past and a powerful religious identity. It is also a society where many people demand greater freedoms, economic opportunity, and political reform. The story of how Iran became a theocracy is not simple. It is shaped by empire, invasion, foreign interference, revolution, and deeply held beliefs. It is a story of a people searching for balance between faith and freedom, tradition and modernity, independence and global connection. What happens next remains uncertain. But one thing is clear: Iran's history is far from over. And the struggle between religion and democracy inside this ancient civilization continues to shape not only its future, but the future of the Middle East itself.